Hello and welcome to the history of Stargate Universe. Today's episode we're going to be covering Chloe Armstrong, and here we go. Chloe Armstrong is a Tauri female from Earth. She is a member of the team sent and later trapped aboard the ancient vessel Destiny. The daughter to Senator Alan Armstrong, she had a privileged upbringing and obtained a political science degree from Harvard. Before becoming stranded, she worked for her father as his assistant and convinced him to support the Icarus project. It was her idea to embed the mathematical problem into the video game Prometheus in order to tap into civilian minds. 2009. She joined Senator Alan Armstrong during his visit to the Icarus base. Chloe began a friendship with Eli Wallace when the two met aboard the George Hammond. When the planet came under attack from 3 Hatak vessels that were controlled by the Lucian Alliance, her father was injured by a collapsing corridor, so she helped him evacuate with the other survivors by Stargate to the ancient ship Destiny. After her father collapsed in the gate room, Chloe took him to one of the empty rooms to care for him. At Lieutenant Tamara Johannesson's advice, she kept him from taking his warfarin, which was inhibiting his body to heal his wounds. He sent her away to keep an eye on the efforts of the others, wanting to be kept in the loop. When he sacrificed himself to seal a hull breach, she was distraught, attacking Dr. Nicholas Rush for putting him in that situation. Once she was pulled off and calmed down, Rush tried to reassure her by saying that her father believed in the mission. Chloe returned to Earth using the long-range communication device to tell her mother the news. Patricia Armstrong did not take it very well. Unable to console her, Chloe returned to Destiny, where she assisted TJ in treating Dr. Jeremy Franklin's gunshot wound. She cared for the heat-exhausted Lieutenant Matthew Scott after he retrieved the lime necessary to repair the life support. When it appeared that the ship was going to collide with the star, she chose to initiate a romantic liaison with Lieutenant Matthew Scott, telling him that he was the one person she felt closest to on the ship. After Scott departed in the working ancient shuttle with a small group selected to escape the doomed ship, she spent the remaining time watching the star with Eli. Once the crisis was resolved, she was reunited with Scott after the shuttle returned. Chloe was chosen by Colonel Everett Young to act as his defense attorney regarding the death of Sergeant Spencer. Though she protested at first, her skills ill-suited to criminal proceedings. He explained that he needed a civilian to defend him, to prevent it from appearing as if the military was pitted against the civilians. She aptly defended Young despite attempts by Camille Ray to control the proceedings, insisting that proper legal procedure be followed. As a result, Ray was forced to end the trial for lack of evidence. She was captured when the Nakai boarded Destiny, and was held prisoner until being rescued by Dr. Nicholas Rush, who had likewise been captured after being stranded off-world by Colonel Everett Young. She warmed up to him after that, as he could have saved himself and left her behind. She also found a confidant in him, since they both had nightmares about the aliens. She joined his mutiny against Young, since Young got rid of Rush because he was a burden, mirroring her own self-image of her place on Destiny. Chloe was quick to reconcile with Eli Wallace after the mutiny, who felt betrayed when she had apparently used his trust to disguise Dr. Nicholas Rush's initial attempt to gain control. She volunteered to join the mission to Eden and wanted to stay there. Ultimately, she returned to Destiny when Young insisted on taking the military personnel back while allowing the civilians to stay. Chloe volunteered herself as an archaeologist when the planet with the artificial ruins was discovered. Eli Wallace was quick to back up her increasingly awkward justifications for joining. She, Eli, Lieutenant Matthew Scott, and Master Sergeant Ronald Greer were trapped in an underground cave system where Greer shot at a giant spider and collapsed the exit to the tunnel. Destiny left without them. They eventually managed to find their way out, but lost Greer to another ceiling collapse. Using the Stargates, Chloe, Scott, and Eli attempted to catch up to Destiny, but without an idea of which gates went where. They ended up on the Gravel Pit planet, where Dr. Nicholas Rush had been stranded and then abducted by the Nakai. Eli decided to search the database of the crashed ship on the planet to get a map of the gate system. Chloe demonstrated an intuitive understanding of their language, though she did not consciously know what any of the symbols meant, and located the map. Using the map, they managed to get within range of Destiny. but lost it once more. Luckily for the group, the Nakai sabotaged Destiny, knocking it out of FTL, and allowing them to return to the ship. Once there, Chloe joined Lieutenant Vanessa James in testing Dr. Adam Brody's moonshine. Upon listening to James speak of a blackout she had had earlier, she realized that James had likely been the one taken over by the aliens through the long-range communication device. For Lieutenant Tamara Johannesson's baby shower, she made a baby-sized Air Force t-shirt, presumably made from a full-size shirt, indicating some sewing ability. She also comforted TJ after finding her crying alone. When the Lucine Alliance invaded Destiny, she was with Eli Wallace in the Kino room. She convinced Eli to run when the Alliance broke out of the gate room, and was shot in the leg as they fled into an elevator. Eli did the best he could to bandage the wound, which continued to bleed, and helped her walk, eventually carrying her when she could not stand on the leg. They wandered the ship, eventually coming upon a dead end. She admitted to him that he was the best and only real friend that she ever had. Eli wordlessly admitted his own feelings to her, just prior to being called away to save Lieutenant Matthew Scott and Master Sergeant Ronald Greer. While he was gone, she miraculously recovered. Her wounds sealed up, and she regained the ability to walk. Dismissing it as a non-issue in the light of the invasion, she went with Eli to join Dr. Nicholas Rush and Adam Brody, who devised a plan to retake the ship. As time went on, it was revealed that Chloe had been infected with a pathogen by the Nakai, which increased her intelligence while also rendering her susceptible to their influence, prompting her to try and access secure areas of the ship to send information to the aliens while apparently sleepwalking. Although Colonel Everett Young wanted her quarantined, Dr. Nicholas Rush recognized the advantages of her current condition to act as a triple agent, monitoring what she tried to do so that they could pass on false information to the aliens. Rush later faked a cure for her condition using the Destiny interface chair that apparently shut down the parts of her mind responsible for making her transmit data to the aliens, while allowing her to retain her new intelligence, allowing Rush to use her assistance to help him unlock the secret to controlling Destiny's bridge. Chloe was forced to reveal her continued infection when she gave the injured Lieutenant Matthew Scott a blood transfusion, so that the virus's healing ability would be passed on to him, although the transfusion apparently weakened the virus enough to allow Scott's own system to kill it off after he dealt with his injuries. While the mutation caused her to develop alien skin where she had been injured, as the alien influence settled into her mind, Chloe gradually developed the ability to control it to a degree, allowing her to deduce how to plot a new FTL course for Destiny, also apparently increasing her strength to the point to where she could break a Corporal Bardas' arm. During the battle against the Berserker drones, Chloe was forced to use the pathogen to contact the Nakai for aid when Destiny was nearly overwhelmed in a fight, the Nakai drawing enough drones away for Destiny to destroy the drone control ship, in exchange for Destiny's aid in fighting off the next wave of drones. Colonel Everett Young requested that the Nakai remove the pathogen from Chloe, although she appears to have retained her new enhanced intellect. 2010. Chloe entered a stasis pod for the trip to the next galaxy. Hey, thank you for watching the history of Stargate Universe. Hey, thank you for watching the history of Stargate Universe. Special thanks to the Stargate Wiki for all information you heard today, and very special thanks to Royalty Free Tube for this fantastic background. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.